Hello students, welcome to Exergic Aptitude Channel. GAIL India Ltd, a Maharatna PSU and India's flagship oil and natural gas company, has released a number of vacancies in various disciplines. Let us go through the detailed advertisement and cover some important points. The first and most important point to note here is that these vacancies are for candidates having minimum 1 year work experience in the relevant sector. So if you are in your final year or final semester, or if you are a fresher, then you will not be eligible for these posts. Now for senior engineer positions, they have released a number of vacancies across branches. So for instance, for chemical, for mechanical, for electrical, instrumentation and various branches, they have mentioned the total number of vacancies along with the classifications quite specifically. So go through this point carefully. For instance, for mechanical, you have got 51 vacancies in total, and the individual categories for unreserved, OBC, SC, ST and so on have also been mentioned. So which are the branches that can apply? Chemical, mechanical, electrical, instrumentation, civil, telecommunication, environmental engineering, and for boiler operation and E&P, a number of branches are eligible to apply. We'll be covering them shortly. Now let us look at the minimum qualifications that are required. It has been mentioned quite specifically, and you need to go through this very carefully, as they have mentioned not only which branches are eligible to apply, but also what kind of a work experience is going to be eligible for the individual branches and for the individual positions. So for example, if you're going to apply for the senior engineer position for say mechanical, then a B or a B Tech in mechanical, production and industrial, manufacturing as well as mechanical and automobile fields can apply. What kind of work experience is required? You need to have minimum 1 year experience as a GT or ET or MT, that is a graduate engineer trainee or a management trainee, in which kind of a field? In project commissioning, in maintenance in petrochemical plants, in refinery, fertilizer plants, or in construction and commissioning operations of maintenance of oil and gas, cross-country pipelines, or city gas distribution network. So these are the fields in which you should have the work experience in. What kind of companies? In either state, central government undertakings and or large private sector organizations. So what is the definition of this large private sector organizations has been mentioned later in the advertisement. We will be covering that. But as I said, this is very important. The branches that can apply in which field as well as the relevant work experience that is required has been mentioned quite specifically for all the branches individually. So go through this very carefully. To stress upon this point further, let us go through the minimum qualifications required for say the telecommunication branch. So under the senior engineer position for telecommunication, a B Tech in electronics, electronics and communication, electronics and telecommunication, electrical and electronics as well as electrical and telecommunication can apply. What kind of a work experience will you be requiring? A minimum of 1 year experience as a GT, ET or MT in the telecom or telemetry functions of state central government organizations or large private sector organizations. Now apart from these specific branches, there are some fields like say boiler operation, where a B degree in chemical, mechanical as well as electrical can apply if you have a certificate of proficiency as a boiler operation engineer. Similarly, if you want to apply for the senior officer position in the exploration and production division, then you can have a bachelor degree in petroleum, mechanical, chemical, mining, electrical or civil, and your work experience should be in the management of E&P blocks or assets in central state government departments or large private sector organizations. Now the upper age limit as well as the minimum marks required for each of these positions have been mentioned along with the post itself. For example, senior engineer in say civil will have an upper age limit of 28 years and a minimum of 65% marks in their graduation. The relevant relaxations for SC, ST, PWBD candidates have been mentioned in separate points in this advertisement. So go through those points carefully in case you're eligible for those relaxations. Apart from candidates having a BE BTech degree, if you have a dual degree, that is a BE BTech plus an MTech, you are eligible to apply. Similarly, if you've got MBA, then also you will be able to apply. Now, the minimum work experience would be counted as on the 5th of August 2021. Since a lot of stress has been laid upon the kind of work experience as well as the kind of company in which the work experience should be in, they have specifically mentioned what they mean by large private sector organization, institution or company. Also, only direct work experience is going to be counted. That means you should be in a permanent position in that particular company. Now, they've also mentioned about the period of apprenticeship training, and although the sentence is a little complicated, what I believe is, it says that the period of apprenticeship training of candidates in the relevant industry for state, central government as well as large private sector organizations will be considered as an experience along with the minimum work experience and education qualifications that they have mentioned. Now, the relaxations in the minimum percentage of marks for graduation, SC, ST, PWD candidates have been mentioned here. Also, the upper age limit and age relaxations for the various posts have been mentioned in point number 4. The relevant documents that are required as well as the relevant relaxations have all been mentioned in point number 4. So, if you are eligible for those relaxations, go through this point carefully. Now, in point number 5, they have mentioned the remunerations. The senior engineer and senior officer posts that we discussed fall under grade E2, and the pay scale has been mentioned as 60,000 to 1,80,000 with the initial basic pay of 60,000. However, in point number 5, they have given in detail the kind of remuneration you can expect depending upon your work experience as well as your educational qualification. So, depending upon whether you have 2 years of work experience or 4 years of work experience, or whether you have an MBA or you do not have an MBA, all of those details have been mentioned in point number 5. So, you need to go through that point very carefully in order to understand where your pay is going to be. Now, the application fee is rupees 200. You need to make the payment of the application fee online via this link. The link has been mentioned, formbuilder.ccavenue.com/live/GAIL-India-Limited. So, you need to go through this link and you need to make the payment of rupees 200 after selecting the correct advertisement number and filling in the required details. Once you have made the payment, you will be getting a receipt number which you need to take note of, and this receipt number will be required when you go to the main application form. After successfully making the payment of the application fees, you need to go to this website www.gailonline.com and proceed with the application there. The application started on the 7th of July and the last date is 5th of August 2021. Now, along with a valid mobile number and email ID, you should have the receipt number as well as scanned copy of self-attested recent photograph handy while you are making the application. In case you are called for the further selection process, then you need to bring some original documents as well as their photocopies. What those documents are have been mentioned in point number 8.5. Along with that, you need to provide documentary proof of your work experience. Now, what qualifies as documentary proof towards work experience has been mentioned here for past employment as well as for current employment. Along with those proofs of employment, you also need to provide documentary proof towards your company falling under the category of large private sector organization. For instance, you need documentary proof towards listing on the NSE or Group A B of BSE, or proof of having more than 500 employees and so on and so forth. If you are in a state or central government undertaking, then you will be requiring an NOC and forwarding letter. Also, the valid ID proof like PAN, Aadhaar, voter, etc. will be required. Now, the selection process will involve a group discussion and or an interview. Depending upon the number of applicants that they receive, they are going to conduct a single stage or multi-stage selection process. This has been mentioned in their advertisement. On our Exergic Aptitude YouTube channel, we will be launching a number of videos to help candidates through the GDPI process. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel in order to receive a notification as and when we upload a video. The online registration started on the 7th of July and the last date is 5th August 2021. Let us go to the website in which you need to apply for these positions. So you need to visit the website gailonline.com. This is what the website looks like. You need to click on careers and then go to applying to GAIL. When you arrive at this page, all the current openings are listed here. This is the one we are looking for, career opportunities in various disciplines. In order to read the detailed advertisement, click on detailed advertisement. That will take you to the official advertisement, and you need to go through all of these points carefully in order to find out what is relevant for you, right? Also make note of the advertisement number that is mentioned here that will be required for making the payment of the application fee. We'll go to apply now. This will take us to this page wherein we need to go to current openings and registration. This is the page where you need to select the position or the job title or the field that you want to apply in. So for example, you want to apply for the position of say senior engineer in mechanical, then you need to click here. This is the one that you're looking for, senior engineer in mechanical. So click on the right box that is next to the position, so it will turn orangish, and then you need to click on apply. When you do that, this is the page that opens and you're supposed to go to register here, and this is where you should fill in all the data. You will be requiring to put in your name, date of birth, password, mail ID, and so on and so forth, and then complete the registration process. In order to make the payment for the application fee, you need to visit this website. Link has been given in the advertisement. You need to select the advertisement number. For us it is MISC/3/2021. Click on proceed. That will take you to this page where you need to fill in your name, mobile number, email ID, PAN card, Aadhaar card, and make the payment for the application. So as you can see, there is no mention of the GATE examination anywhere. This recruitment is purely on the basis of work experience and educational qualifications. So if you have the relevant work experience and the educational qualifications, then you can definitely go ahead and apply to GAIL India Limited. Thank you so much for watching. All the best.